I'm Shauna Gossett, and I'm a student at Amarillo College Dental Hygiene, and this is my patient, Eddie Dominguez, and she is here for smoking cessation counseling today. And yeah, I had you fill out a questionnaire about how often you smoke and some questions like that. And what it does is it gives you a rating on whether you're considered to be a high nicotine dependence or not. And a score of 7 or higher indicates a high level, and you scored a 5, so that's good. That's a good place to start. Some of the questions that determine what your score was how often after you wake up in the morning do you use tobacco. The first option was within 31 to 60 minutes, and that's the option that you chose, which it goes from within 5 minutes and then 6 to 30 minutes, and so it's not, doesn't seem to have that instant, dependence on it first thing in the morning, which is good. It says, do you find it difficult not to use tobacco where it's forbidden? And you said no, that you don't have any issues with that, so that's good also. Which cigarette of the day is the most satisfying? And options were your first cigarette of the day or any other answer, and you chose at lunch. So again, that's good that you don't have to have it first thing when you jump up in the morning. How much tobacco do you use per day? And you put down 4. And cigarettes, is that the only tobacco that you use? Yes, we don't do cigarettes, or cigars and things like that. Okay, good. So 4 cigarettes a day, which equals 10 or less per day, which gives you a lower rating also towards your score, which is good. Do you use tobacco more during the morning than the rest of the day? And you said yes, which gave you a score of 1. Do you use tobacco when you're sick enough to have to stay in bed? You said no, which gave you a score of 0, which is good towards your score. And do you inhale or swallow? The options were always, often, occasionally, or never. And you put always, which raised your score 3 points up to a 5. But
what is that? Do you inhale and swallow?
I think it's kind of like I think when you kids that are like experimenting and like just trying this, play with thermal cigarettes or whatever, and they're smoking, they're not really inhaling to where it's going into their lungs. Right. Yes. Which is kind of the point of it. But so that's kind of a given, which that's what raised your score the most. So that's
I would have been at 2.
I know. Like, no, I don't inhale. Like Bill Clinton, or who's that? Bill Clinton. Anyway, so that's good. You do have a dependence on nicotine, but it is on a lower scale, which is encouraging for.
Everybody tells me, why do you even smoke?
Right. It's kind of like I know.
Those habits I picked up.
Right, and we all have something. We all have a vice. We all have something that kind of good or bad that we kind of lean on to get us through the day to day, and yours is smoking. So we're going to talk about how we can try to find some alternatives for that maybe, and some issues that come along with smoking, some diseases that are prominent in smokers, and some alternatives for quitting and all that good stuff. Okay?
Awesome.
All right. So some more of the questions were, how confident are you about being able to quit smoking? If you set your mind to it and you really wanted to quit, how confident do you think you'd be able to? 1 to 5, and you picked a 4, which is good, which means you have quite a bit of confidence to be able to
I know I can do it. I've done it before.
Good.
I know I can do it.
And
I haven't done it.
right. And I think it can take a couple times. And as far as that goes, what could I do or you do to help increase your confidence level on whether you could quit and stick to it? And you said teach you about some of the dangers. Well, there's a lot of harmful contents in cigarette smoke. The smoke itself contains over 4,000 chemicals. 43 of those are carcinogens or cancer-causing compounds. So we're basically smoking and voluntarily signing up for cancer, which doesn't make much sense. So we're going to try to find a way to quit. Okay.
Okay.
Some of the toxins are nicotine, tar, carbon monoxide, formaldehyde, which they use to embalm dead bodies, That's what we put in our body on a willing day-to-day basis. Ammonia, hydrogen cyanide, that's what they use in rat poison. So, or no, arsenic is what they use in rat poison, which is also a cancer-causing ingredient in cigarette smoke. So yeah, so none of that is good. I think that if yeah, do you think that if like knowing the ingredients of cigarettes and cigarette smoke, do you think that makes you more willing to quit and kind of take a different look at it and really know what's going into it?
I have to share this with you. Our Lord has been telling me to quit, and I was supposed to be obedient and hear Him. And I feel that He sent me here so that I could, since I wasn't hearing Him, I have to hear it from you.
Hear it from
and
somebody
see it.
else. Well, good. I love that. That's great. Motivation. That's one of the options. One of the things about being able to quit is having a support group and surrounding yourself with people that encourage you not to smoke and help divert you from situations where you're used to smoking and that. So that's awesome. I think
I need to share something else with you. A couple nights ago, I dropped off my grandchildren after church at their house, and I needed my purse from the trunk, and one of them went to my glove compartment thinking there was a button there to pop, and I don't smoke in front of my grandchildren, and they saw a brand new pack in there, in my glove compartment, and I was like,
right.
don't ask me, and I felt horrible.
You felt bad.
I did.
Yeah. So
I
it's
did.
kind of an eye opener whenever it's a secret and people find out, then you're like, oh, I've got some explaining to do. And I think, well, that's great. That's a great, motivation to help you be able to quit.
Because they knew at one point I used to smoke, and then I had quit. They don't know that I had picked it up again because I never smoke in front of my grandkids.
Well, so now you've got more reason to make a change, huh?
I know.
Especially when they go to school and they're doing Dare Week and they come home and cigarettes are drugs and that kind of thing.
Exactly.
That
I
hits
felt
hard.
horrible. I felt horrible when they just popped that glove compartment, and I was like, oh no. I just put it in there this morning.
Oh wow.
Or that morning.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, it's it's an unfortunate way.
They didn't
but
say
it's
anything, but they had this little look on their face. They were looking at each other like,
oh no, Grandma. Well, hey, sometimes it takes something bigger that we would rather not have to go through, but going through that is motivation.
And I know I'm fixing to be 51. I told myself I was going to quit, when I turned 50, and here I'm fixing to be 51. I still haven't quit.
Well, now's the time then, I guess, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Good.
Thank you for showing us.
Absolutely. Some of the diseases which, are pretty common that you hear about, asthma, you cover secondhand smoke for kids and grandkids and that kind of thing. Heart disease and stroke are pretty prominent diseases with smokers. Lung cancer, which you would kind of think would be, but also colon, liver, and pancreatic cancer, and stomach cancer, which I didn't, aren't on the top of your head of being something that can cause us to smoke. COPD and diabetes, which diabetes you already deal with, so I'm sure that would help, and it could probably help improve if we did get to smoking. As far as like with pregnant women, it can cause low birth rate and premature babies. So that's something you can tell your grandkids too when they're starting. The next question was, how ready are you to quit using tobacco? And you put a 5. So the options are from 1 to 5. 5 being the highest, so that's when you're ready. You've had the call from God, you've had the experience with your grandchildren, and I think it feels like you're in a really good place to follow through with that. So that's great.
Just that the diabetes doctor, they've been telling me for years, you need to quit smoking, and I'm just like.
And I think that sometimes we don't realize the effects that it has on us, and I think that one of these days it will just hit. You know, you're in really good health now, and you just have diabetes is a condition that you have to deal with. But I think that I feel like it will sneak up. You know, when you're not seeing as many signs right now.
Well, just this morning on the Christian channel with Joyce Meyer, she was saying, she goes, you really need to get busy. I mean, I felt like she was speaking to me. She goes, you need to get busy with your exercising and take better care of yourself because the last third of your life is the most important. Yeah, she said that. And I was like, yeah.
Like she's talking to me.
I know. I'm like, okay, my Lord.
Right, I hear you. I hear you.
And
Good.
when I turn around and then you called me for this and you just showed me that, I'm like, oh.
It's all coming together. Huh? That's great. I love that. That's awesome. All right. So we'll talk about a few more things about that. Your readiness. You're ready. So it's a great time to quit. The next question is how many times you tried to quit using tobacco in the past, and you said 6 to 10 times. And what do you think has hindered that for you whenever you tried to quit? What do you think has made you or helped you to start smoking again after you quit?
At that time, it was usually either marital problems or kid problems or financial.
Something.
Yeah, it was
Stresses.
stress.
Okay.
It was something like that.
Well, don't be discouraged by that. I mean, it takes, if you fall off the horse, you got to get back on kind of thing. So the fact that you tried to quit previously and are smoking again now, it's not the end all be all. There's always, you're never too old to start something new. So
That's right.
you just got to keep pushing through it, and you were dedicated to that, you'll be able to do it, which I really feel like all these things coming together is really, really good for you. Your longest period of abstinence was 2 years, so you had not smoking for 2 years, which is good. So you've done it once, you can do it again for sure. Last attempt of quitting was 2009. So that, I mean, we're gonna, there's some options as far as quitting whenever you tried to quit before you just went cold turkey, which I've heard is the best way to go. I think it's different for everybody. I think that, there's just different methods that would work for different people in different kind of ways. But some of the, quit smoking aids that are available if you felt like you needed that just extra push, Chantix, which is a prescription
I'm sorry,
medication.
I don't mean to interrupt.
Uh-huh.
You see how I put a front stop cold turkey?
Yes, ma'am.
I kid you not, as I was driving over here this morning, the lady on that K-Love radio station, she said something that if you ever want to quit smoking, the best way is to just quit cold turkey.
I heard that. That's
more
it just came out this
confirmation.
morning. I know, that's so
I'm
funny.
just like hearing it all the way
It's
around.
so weird how the
I
universe kind of comes
know,
together.
I know.
I heard that the same thing this morning. That's what I was sitting here. That's funny. But if cold turkey is not working out for you, there is a prescription Chantix that you can get from your doctor. There's gum, nicotine gum, lozenges, patches, are an option. There's like the reduction method where you limit yourself to so many a day and just reduce that, periodically till you get down to 9, which I thought it sounded like a good idea also. But some ways to, when you're ready and you've made that decision that you're going to do it, today's the day. One of the best ways to go about that is set a quit date, something that is significant to you, maybe a birthday or a grandkid's birthday or a holiday or whatever it might be, that where you can say, this is the day I quit smoking, and you can remember that day and you have a timeline of how long it's been, which I thought was, I thought it was a really good way to do it. Write down your quit date, write down your reasons for quitting, which we've gone over several of those already, which are really great. Notice places where you tend to smoke, or where you tend to go, and try to avoid those places. I mean, you can't change the whole, you could change your whole everyday routine, but I mean, if you smoke at work or you take breaks, or take snacks with you or something to, even if it's not nicotine gum, chew gum, sugar-free gum, or gum with xylitol, of course, but to try to give you, if it's like an oral fixation that you have with smoking, I sometimes chew on a straw, to try to,
I've heard that before.
Yeah.
I've heard that before. Because it's the habit of just putting something in your
Right,
mouth.
right.
So I have heard that about chewing on a straw.
I think that's a lot of it too, is just the routine of it that gets us stuck on it. Try to avoid places where you are more prone to smoke. Talk to your doctor about being ready to quit smoking, and have a support group, friends, family members that will support you in that, and set goals. When you set your quit date, have your date, and then I want to be completely smoke-free by this date, and just set goals. And if you have to start over, don't beat yourself up about it. Just keep going and know that that's what you want to do.
Over there, I go to that Regions Health Network, where they're, seeing me on the diabetes. And years back, I did try the Chantix, but I didn't like how it made me.
You did not like how it made you feel?
It made me feel a little shaky.
Okay.
So I just stopped taking it. But they have been, I think about a year ago, they did talk to me about, do I need help? Like it almost sounded like they were offering some of these deals that you have listed
Oh, good.
here.
Yeah, like free
So my next appointment with them is in December. So I'm gonna see what I can do from here to then, and then if I'm still smoking, I'll tell them okay, I'm ready.
And absolutely, ask them if they offer free samples of any, quitting smoking aids. I mean, if they.
I'm pretty sure they have something because they asked me once before, and I just never really looked into it.
Right.
I know I'm ready now.
Good. That's great. Yeah, free samples are always good, no matter what the deal is. There's also some support websites. Quit.com is a place, and I'll give you this so you can go to those. And therealcost.gov. Therealcost.gov is a great website with all kinds of information about smoking. There's support groups that you can join just for backup and help whenever you're feeling weak, or if you need some extra motivation, or to remember why you're quitting. So those are really good aids to check out. Some of the withdrawal symptoms from smoking are trouble sleeping, weight gain, anger, frustration, anxiety, desire to smoke, shakiness, irritability, nervousness, restlessness, fatigue, or depression. And you said that weight gain is a concern of yours with smoking. Like we were saying before, I think if you'll kind of make yourself like a healthy snack instead of, as an alternative to a cigarette, like cheese cubes or, pretzels, something like that isn't gonna, have a lot of calories in it to where you're gonna be so concerned about it anyway, but just other kind of healthy options. Exercise is a great option if you can find time to get into kind of an exercise routine, even 30 minutes a day. Can kind of help replace that.
Before the summer, I lost 17 pounds because I was walking and watching what I was eating.
Oh, good.
I lost 17 pounds, but I haven't really exercised much this summer.
Yeah. Well, there's always, I always say that. I need to start an exercise routine. I will.
Well, I was walking 2 miles a day starting in August again, but I haven't walked in about a month.
Right. Well, it's getting cold, but you can still go to the mall, walk around the mall, or, there's some options for that, which is good. The next question is, who would support you if you decided to quit? And you said your spouse would support you, which is great. It's great support. In general, you'd say that your health is very good. You're currently being treated for diabetes, but that's your own condition you're being treated for. And you do not consume alcohol at all, which is good. I think with a lot of smokers, drinking is part of, makes it hard to quit. And if you smoke and drink, it increases your risk for heart disease and stroke and even periodontal disease, where you lose your teeth and have bone loss. And the combination of those two, triples your risk. So that's good that we're just down to one. So you're not pregnant, you're not taking no planning from pregnant, no breastfeeding. So that's good. This is about you right now.
And I had 2 children, and while I was pregnant with them, I never smoked.
Yeah, that's good. That's really good.
But as soon as I had them,
Well,
which my youngest is 30, soon to be 31.
Well, I understand. So So I just wanted to, I had some of the same struggles. I'm experiencing some of the same thing. I was a smoking cessation patient for another classmate, and a lot of things that she was saying, hit home too when you don't think about on a daily basis. And it's scary. It's scary. It's a scary thing.
Thank you for sharing that with me.
Absolutely. And I believe that I have a lot of faith in you. I feel like you have a lot of really good reasons to quit, and that you're going to be able to do that successfully.
Thank you for encouraging me.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I wrote
We
on
all
that.
need that.
Encourage me.
Yeah. Absolutely. Now, as far as smoking goes, one of the biggest risks of smoking is oral cancer, any tobacco use, whether it's stick or cigarettes. Some of the signs to kind of look for, and I'm going to teach you how to do a self-oral cancer screening, just to kind of keep an eye on your mouth to make sure nothing is going on. Some of the signs to look for are red or white lesions anywhere that are not bilateral, they're not on both sides. Like if you have a sore or something on your cheek, or a bump or something that kind of you're not sure about. If it's on both sides, it's less likely to be something significant. So just look for that. Sores, swelling, or thick patches in or around your mouth anywhere, on your throat. Numbness, pain, or swelling. Feeling like a object or a lump is stuck in your throat. Trouble chewing, swallowing, or speaking. Or like losing your teeth for no apparent reason, or like bleeding in the mouth for no apparent reason. If you haven't been diagnosed with periodontal disease, which is bone loss, and where your teeth, can become loose. If you haven't been diagnosed with that and you just have kind of a random like losing teeth, that's something you definitely need to get checked out. But periodontal disease is one of the main conditions caused by smoking, or not caused by smoking, but smoking does not help with the progression of the disease. Yes, and so being a patient of AP, we talked to you about all that before your periodontal disease and your cleanings and all that, and being a smoker just does not add any positive changes to that. So that will also be a big help, with the care of your mouth and your periodontal disease to help get some, because the smoking suppresses your immune system, and so if you have bacteria build up, or if you get your scaling root thin, you don't heal as quickly, and it just inhibits a lot of good that our bodies do to help us fight off infection. Okay. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to show you how to do a little self-oral cancer screening, okay? Here's your number. Now what you want to do, like we said before, if there's anything in your mouth that you're not sure about, like on the inside of your teeth, or anything, pay attention to those red or white patches. If you just open them big and you can like pull out your teeth and look on the inside, that's what your glasses are. And then you'll take your thumb and your two forefingers and just kind of feel around on the inside of where you have some like right, and you can feel around in your for any lumps or bumps, and that's a good way because you have that pressure between your fingers to feel when it's not smooth. And you'll do that on the inside of your cheeks and also on your lower lip, right down the lip. And kind of just press and feel around like this. See if there's anything. And you do that to your upper lip also. You've got your fingers all in your mouth, huh? You see how you can feel when you put that pressure, and if there was a bump or something there, you'd be able to feel it. You see that?
And what does that mean?
It just helps you, like if there's something in the tissue, like a lump or a bump, that this way you can feel it, because you've got the pressure between your fingers, because you know how it's smooth when you run your fingers through there. If there was like a bump, that would be the best way to feel it.
Well, it's going to feel it. They don't hurt anything.
They're not raised in the skin.
And they're not popped out or anything. Okay.
So that's something, if you find something you're concerned about, you definitely need to see your doctor, okay? And for head and neck, if you take If you do, you're good. You take your two fingers and you'll feel around all down through your jaw and through your throat area like this.
At the same time?
Like just to feel like the same concept. The pressure between your fingers, you can kind of feel, around in the jaw and up here, like that. Up and down like that. It just kind of helps, identify anything that feels abnormal. Okay.
I'm trying to feel anything.
And so once again, just signs to look for red or black patches that don't resolve themselves, within 2 weeks. If they have irregular borders, or they look, backfire and angry and red, or if there's like white patches that don't wipe off when you whack them. With your tongue, you don't have to do it. You do it when you get home. I won't make this to you when you come up again. But also with your tongue, you'll feel in the same manner with the two teeth, and you can just kind of feel if there's any gnats or anything in there that shouldn't be there. And other places that oral cancer pops up is in the palate of the mouth, or in the bottom, and on the lateral borders of the tongue, which is the sides of the tongue. So you want to pull your tongue out and look in the mirror and pull it to one side, and just look at the border of it, and then do it to the other side and look on the border just to make sure there's anything out yet, just like that. Okay? So those are some, some signs and symptoms to look for as far as oral cancer goes. I think that you're on a great track and you have a lot of really good motivation to quit smoking. And like I said before, I believe in you, and we're here if you have any questions, and you can talk to your doctor if you have any questions. Those websites that I'll give you a list of those are great for any information, and if there's any other concerns that you have, just let us know. And we are here to help you and support you. And at the same time that we're taking care of your teeth, because it's all the mouth is the beginning of the digestive system. It's all tied together. So oral health is just as important as physical health and everything else, and we're here to help you. Okay? All right. Well, thank you so much for sitting through my presentation, and
Thanks for having me.
absolutely. God bless you. You're gonna be great.
I am.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shauna. Shauna.
Shauna.